Ever wondered why police cars are so cheap when they hit the used car market? I mean, these are vehicles built tough, driven by professionals, and designed to handle high-speed chases and long patrol shifts. But when you see the price tags at auctions or dealerships, it makes you think, what's the catch? Well, stick around because today on Budget Garbage, we're diving into the world of retired police vehicles. We'll cover why they're so affordable, the pros and cons of buying one, and some insider tips to make sure you don't get burned on the deal. Trust me, you'll want to watch this until the very end. Let's start with the big question. Why are police cars so cheap? The main reason is depreciation. Just like any used car, the value of a police car plummets the moment it leaves the dealership. But with police cars, there's an added factor. These vehicles are heavily used. Departments usually retire their vehicles after they rack up high mileage, often between 75,000 to 150,000 miles, or when they've reached the end of their service life, which is typically 3 to 5 years. And here's the thing. The market for used police cars isn't exactly huge. Sure, you've got enthusiasts or people looking for a budget-friendly car, but most buyers prefer traditional used vehicles without the stigma or quirks of an ex-cop car. This limited demand drives prices down even further. On top of that, government agencies just want these vehicles gone. They auction them off in bulk, sometimes at rock-bottom prices, because the departments need the space and the funds for new cars. So, while the price might seem like a steal, it's not without its trade-offs. But more on that later. Before you pull the trigger on buying one, you need to understand what sets a police car apart from your average sedan. These cars aren't your typical grocery getters. Let's break it down. First, most police cars are what's called police interceptors. These are souped-up versions of civilian cars like the Ford Crown Victoria, Dodge Charger, or Ford Explorer. They come with heavy-duty suspensions for better handling, upgraded cooling systems to prevent overheating during long shifts or high-speed pursuits, high-performance brakes for quick stopping power, and reinforced frames to handle the extra stress of gear and passengers. But there's a flip side. All this extra durability comes at the cost of comfort. Police cars are designed for functionality, not luxury. So don't expect plush seats, advanced infotainment systems, or fancy interiors. Instead, you might get vinyl seats, basic carpeting, and holes in the dash where equipment used to be mounted. And then there's the wear and tear. These cars have been driven hard, sometimes 24/7. Even if the mileage seems low, remember, a lot of that time was spent idling, which puts extra strain on the engine and transmission. Departments are good about maintenance, but the sheer intensity of use can take its toll. Alright, now that we've covered why they're cheap and how they're different, let's talk about why buying a retired police car might actually be a smart move. Number 1. Affordability. You're getting a vehicle with top-notch performance capabilities for a fraction of the cost. A car that originally cost $40,000 brand new might be yours for under $10,000. Number 2. Built to last. These vehicles are over-engineered to withstand abuse. With proper care, they can last a long time even after their police service. Number 3. Safety features. Most police cars come with additional reinforcements like bulletproof door panels and upgraded crash protection. While you might not need these features every day, it's nice to know they're there. And number 4. Performance. These cars can be fun to drive. With powerful engines and stiff suspensions, they often handle better than their civilian counterparts. But hold up. There's a reason these cars are cheap, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Here are some of the downsides you need to consider. First up, wear and tear. As I mentioned earlier, these cars have been pushed to their limits. Even with regular maintenance, high mileage and constant idling can lead to hidden issues. Next, limited features. Don't expect heated seats, premium audio, or touchscreen displays. These cars were built for practicality, not luxury. Then there's the issue of repairs. While police cars are durable, their specialized parts, like heavy-duty brakes or cooling systems, can be more expensive to replace. And let's not forget aesthetic quirks. Most decommissioned cars will have holes where equipment like light bars or computers were installed. Some might even have mismatched paint or faded decals. Fixing these cosmetic issues can add to your costs. Lastly, there's the potential for a bad reputation. Driving a former police car can attract unwanted attention. People might mistake you for law enforcement, which could be a good or bad thing depending on the situation. And, let's be real, these cars have seen it all. From spills and stains to high-stress situations. It's not exactly a clean slate. Alright, you're still interested, and I don't blame you. So, here are some pro tips to make sure you get the best bang for your buck. Number 1. Do your homework. Check the vehicle's maintenance records if they're available. Police departments usually keep detailed service logs, which can give you insight into how the car was treated. Number 2. Inspect thoroughly. If you're buying from an auction, bring a mechanic or someone knowledgeable about cars. Look for signs of wear, leaks, or rust. Pay special attention to the engine, transmission, and suspension. Number 3. Know the history. Was this car used as a patrol vehicle or an unmarked car? Patrol cars typically have more wear and tear, while unmarked cars are often in better condition. Number 4. Budget for repairs. Even if the car seems fine, assume you'll need to spend a bit on maintenance or upgrades. It's better to plan for the worst than to be caught off guard. Number 5. Negotiate. If you're buying from a dealership, don't be afraid to haggle. Dealers often price these cars to sell quickly, so there's room to lower the price. So, is buying a retired police car worth it? That depends on what you're looking for. If you're after a budget-friendly vehicle with solid performance and don't mind a little elbow grease, it could be a great deal. But if you're expecting a luxury ride or don't want to deal with quirks and repairs, it might not be the right fit. At the end of the day, it's all about understanding what you're getting into. Do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and make an informed decision. And remember, here on Budget Garbage, we're all about finding affordable ways to keep you on the road without breaking the bank.